So hello everyone, my name is Prabesh Shrestha. As you all know, I don't think I need to tell you all. Today I'm going to say something about microcontrollers. So what is a microcontroller? A microcontroller is a compact integrated circuit that includes processor, memory, and IoT pins, which is used in embedded systems like robotics used in industries and all. Like you may notice this Arduino Uno over here, but you may not notice this Atmega 328. This is also a microcontroller. Is there any difference between microcontroller and a microprocessor? By looking at the component, we cannot find so many differences, but interiorly and its application, we can find many differences. Like the function of microprocessor is uh, to to do gaming, web browsing, simulation, mathematical calculation, the places where tasks are not predefined and where there is a intensive need of processing. And but now microcontroller is used in place where task is predefined, like home automations, like uh, if the temperature sensors tell that the temperature is down, like turn on the heater, like that, where intensive processing is not required. Like in its interior component, the microprocessor's clock speed is from 1 gigahertz to 4 gigahertz, which means it operates in this frequency. And the RAM is also more like we have in our laptops and computer, 512 MB to 32 GB. Like in nowadays, it can be expandable or up to 2 terabyte, but in general, I'm talking about the general microprocessors, and the interfaces it uses are USB, Ethernet, and Watt. I will tell something about Watt in the later presentation. uh, in microcontrollers, the clock speed is very less compared to microprocessors, like 1 megahertz up to 300 megahertz, and the RAM is also very less, so we cannot do intensive processing work. And the interfaces it uses is I2C bus communication, SPI, and Word. The internal structure of microprocessor is like this. The microprocessor is a separate chip, and it needs to be connected with separate RAM, ROM, and interface. But in microcontroller, the RAM, ROM, interface, and clock is built into it. And talking about the power consumption and the cost, uh, microprocessor is little bit more power consuming and high cost, because the RAM and the processing speed is also very high. But compared to my microcontroller, the power consumption is very low, that we can use batteries also to power it, and it is also cost effective. So like the common types of microcontroller are AVR and PEEC, which is also known as peripheral interface controller. I've shown two pictures of each of them over here. So what is the most common microcontroller among the creators? Can anybody answer it?
At Mega?
At yes, at Mega, because it is used in Arduino also.
Mm.
I've shown the pictures of Arduino boards over here. This is Arduino Uno, Nano, and Mega. All of them uses Atmel AVR microcontrollers. So what is Arduino? Arduino is an open source hardware and software company. Over the years, Arduino has been the brain of thousands of projects, from everyday objects to complex scientific instrument. I said complex scientific instrument because nowadays NASA is also using it to prototype in their satellites. So these are some different types of Arduino boards, general types. Like you may know this Arduino Mega, Arduino Uno, and Nano, but I think these are new to you. Like Arduino Uno is just like Arduino Uno, but it has more processing capacity. And Arduino Ethernet, its name is Ethernet, so uh, it allows our project to connect to Ethernet networks. So let's take a tour of the hardware. So this is the main microcontroller of the Arduino board. It has a 16 megahertz oscillator over here, which clock speed of which sets the clock speed of the controller. To program this controller, there is another microcontroller over here, which is a which is a ISP programmer. This also has a 16 megahertz oscillator over here, and it converts the USB data to ISP and then programs to the microcontroller. One of the great things about Arduino is that you can plug it into your laptop or computer and then power the project. But if you don't want that, and that is not necessary, you can use the DC jack over here. You can provide 5 volts to 12 volts over here and it will power the circuit. How it does that is because here is a voltage regulator, uh, LM7805, which converts 5 volt to 12 volt to 5 volt and then powers to this ISP programmer and the main controller, which is Atmega 328. And talking about the digital pins, these pins can read and write 1 and 0 only, but the pins having tilted in front of their number, they can output PWM signal, which Lucky told last lesson also. And if you need to restart your program, you can press this restart button, which will uh, start your program from the top. And these are the analog pins over here, which will read analog values from a sensor or a potentiometer, anything that outputs analog signal like a microphone. And we have a power section over here. This V in and ground we will use to power this Arduino board, and 5 volt 3.3 volt can be used to power anything like sensor, LED, and etc. uh, let's say like this ISP programmer does not work and we need to program the Arduino. We can use another ISP port over here. For that we will need another ISP programmer and we can connect it to here and then directly program this chip. As I said that Arduino is open source and this is the circuit of Arduino Uno. We can make this at our home also and they will not sue us. And this is the circuit of Arduino Mega. This one was of Arduino Uno and this one of Arduino Mega. So uh, programming the Arduino, before the Arduino was invented, the majority of microcontrollers were programmed using different costly programming circuits like this one I have shown in the picture. But like when Arduino came, they said that if you have a computer and a USB cable, you can program your Arduino. And downloading the IDE also very simple. You just have to go to arduino.cc and then download the software. It is available in every platform like Windows, Mac OS, and Linux also. The language is also very easy, like it uses C as a base language, and the interface also is very easy. You can upload the program by pressing this button and verify it by pressing this button. Uh, and if your Arduino outputs some signal to the serial monitor, you can see from over here. Thanks. Any questions?
Yes.
Yes, you can ask.
What if we provide 12-volt power supply from V in, from voltage input?
V in.
Hmm.
Yes, this V in is connected directly to the DC jack, so it will go to this voltage regulator and then convert it to 5 volt.
म यसमा चाहिँ कन्फ्युज थिएँ पावर सप्लाईमा चाहिँ 12 भोल्ट दिए केही हुँदैन भनेको चाहिँ थाहा थियो तर भिनमा चाहिँ खै पड्केला जस्तो लाग्थ्यो क्या मलाई
So it's not a great idea to give to give 12 volt power supply to the
या
Arduino because
या
it is a linear voltage regulator. That means it changes uh, the rest voltage into it so that it's not quite efficient. Any other question?